What's up guys, Michael here. Today we're ready to talk about what is tunneling. Why are we talking about it? Well, because over a week ago there was a post on Twitter by someone using the name Staggies, and they said, just want to see something. What is tunneling in DBD? Now, a lot of people responded sarcastically to this. I found it hilarious. And then there were people being genuine, and then there were some people just being straight up out of pocket. So we're gonna go through all of these and figure out what everyone believes tunneling is. Now, me personally, I believe tunneling is when a killer goes after a specific survivor until they're dead. And I believe hard tunneling is when they're going after a specific survivor. And even after getting DS flashlighted, doesn't matter what that survivor does to them, they still go after that survivor until they're dead. So there's tunneling and there's hard tunneling for me. When I open my legs and everyone is invited to have a peek but not touch, only a little peek. And bro said, please stop replying to my posts with such filth. Filth! It's a xenomorph thing, right? We have a winner. Tunneling is when you pick a survivor at the very beginning of the match and keep chasing him until he dies. Other than that, nothing is tunneling. Fair point, fair point. It's a fun playstyle. Okay, I can see how some people find it fun. Me personally, I do not find it fun. I find tunneling to be the most boring thing when I'm playing killer. And that's mainly because when I play killer, I like to chase. I don't like chasing the same person over and over again until they're dead. Me personally, because especially if that person can't loop for shit, like what enjoyment do I get out of this? Anyways, it's when your pee small. After hooking a survivor, you continue to go after them and only them until they die. Accurate. Ignoring all other survivors and objectives to intentionally target a single survivor with the intention to get them out of the game as fast as possible. Very detailed version, but yeah, that's pretty much what it is. Actively targeting someone to remove them from the match as soon as possible, ignoring all other factors in the game such as gen defending, chasing other survivors, checking on your hex totem, etc. So far, like I said earlier, it seems like everyone's answering genuinely. And, I agree with everyone, most people so far. It's pretty much when you go after one survivor at the beginning of the match until they're dead, ignoring all of the factors. No gen defense, no hex totem protecting, no nothing like that. Just going slowly after that survivor. Targeting exclusively one player either because they have the most hook states and are closest to a kill for pressure. B, it's malicious and you're targeting them for reasons beyond the game, which is messed up. That's another thing. Some people actually do target for reasons outside of the game or inside of the game. That is true. There are some people who tunnel just because they hate the character you're playing in the game or they hate the race of the character you're playing in the game. Some people target you because you're a TTV. I told you guys a lot of the times when I'm in stream, I feel like I'm being targeted because number one, I play Nia, and number two, I'm a TTV. That combination, for some reason, always leads to me being tunneled. I don't know why. But it is what it is. According to survivors in my games, it's when I exist and kill them at endgame. I'm not going to say bro's wrong, because they're not. Because some people call anything tunneling, bro. For example, okay. If I hook you, right? If I put you on a hook, and then like 2-3 minutes later, I see you again. Not because I'm following you or trying to get you out of the game, but because you just lack the ability to hide your presence. I like the ability to hide my presence too. But if I just happen to find you again, I'm not gonna be like, I literally just found this person 2 minutes ago. I'm not gonna go after you again. Nah. Like, if I find you, I'll find you. It's just unfortunate that I found you again. But some survivors will call that tunneling. It's like, it's not tunneling if I just happen to find you again. It's tunneling if I come right after you get off hook. That's tunneling. Survivors will call anything tunneling. When the killer looks at me. I'm saying they're joking here, but it's still funny. When the killer looks at me. Okay, we got an interesting one here. Toxic tunneling is refusal to hit another survivor and attempting to move around and ignore any other survivors to specifically kill one. Advantageous tunneling is going for one person when it makes sense for advantage, but still hitting other survivors for pressure. Okay. So they've got like a half and half opinion on this. As someone who can't really stand tunneling when they're playing Survivor, or they find it boring when they're playing Killer, I understand what they mean. Like, I'm not gonna lie, there have been some matches where I was like, maybe I do need to go ahead and get this one person out because, you know, they're going heavy on gens and I need to at least get a 1K, 2K, something like that. And so the only way I'm be able to do that is if I make sure that they're not on gens. Best way to make sure someone's not on gen is if they're not in game. So I understand advantageous tunneling. I do. Because if I know that, like, if I know my team is crushing gens, I can't really blame the killer for deciding to go after a specific person again. Most of the time when I see them going after a teammate of mine, like getting them out of the game, I'm like, damn, they really tunneling out so-and-so like that? But at the same time, I understand because, like, you know, we're on gens. But at the same time, there have been times where, like, my people have been tunneled out, like my teammates have been tunneled out, even at 5 gens. I'm like, buddy, it's 5 gens. No one's popped a gen yet. Why are you tunneling? But again, some people have it as an actual playstyle. Some people just like to go after one person until they're dead, and then they go after the next person, Now, if the person you're going after happens to be a looper, you're kind of cooked. Especially if they're the rest of the... If you go after one person and they're a looper and the rest of their teammates are on gens, you're pretty much subjecting yourself to a 1K at best. This is when the killer spawns in the map. I'm not gonna lie, these sarcastic ones are really killing me, bro. This term is so broadly watered down, it's hard to tell. For me, it's going for the same survivor intentionally after they got unhooked without any other hook in between, without any moral implications here. I don't care if someone tunnels. Gotcha. Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. Like, a lot of survivors will call anything tunneling. He lost me in chase for a second, now he's coming back after me. He's tunneling. No, he's continuing the chase. He lost you for a second. That doesn't mean he's tunneling. That's pretty much it with the responses to that post. I'm pretty sure there are more after I actually, you know, bookmarked the post. I'm pretty sure more people left comments, but from what I've seen, most people are just, you know, on the same page as me saying that, you know, tunneling is when a killer goes after one survivor over and over again, whether it's immediately off hook or whether, you know, a few seconds after hook. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what tunneling is. That's what tunneling is. But survivors, y'all need to stop calling everything tunneling, because like I said, a killer losing chase with you and then continuing said chase is not tunneling. A killer chasing you while you're on death hook is not considered tunneling. The objective is to kill all the survivors. But regardless, this was pretty fun to make a video of. I love seeing all the responses, the sarcastic ones, the serious ones, and the even the out-of-pocket ones. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on the next one.